It starts the way Criminal Minds has always been at its most disturbing. Not with mystery, but with certainty. A woman is being murdered in front of her restrained husband, a sledgehammer, a ritual-like rage, and a man screaming about heresy like he's not committing a crime, but carrying out a sentence. From the first few minutes of Season 19, Episode 4, you can feel it. This isn't a normal unsub. This is belief turned into violence, and that's exactly where everything begins to spiral. As the BAU steps in, led by Emily Prentice, the pattern slowly reveals itself. The victims aren't random. They all share something hidden, something personal, infidelity. And suddenly, the case stops feeling like a simple killing spree and starts feeling like a twisted courtroom, a man deciding who deserves punishment, a self-made judge, a self-made executioner. Even veteran profiler Rossi, played by Joe Mantegna, starts pulling from historical references that feel almost ancient texts tied to witch trials and moral judgment. The unsub isn't just killing, he's confessing people on behalf of something he believes is higher than law. But what makes this episode truly unsettling is that this ideology doesn't stay contained, it spreads. Because while the BAU is focused on this ritualistic killer, something bigger is forming in the background. A presence the team has been circling for episodes, finally starting to show its shape. They call him the Fan. And unlike typical serial killer arcs in Criminal Minds, this one feels different because the Fan isn't trying to replace Elias Voit, he's trying to understand him. With Elias Voit, played by Elias Voit already in custody, the dynamic shifts. The danger isn't just in what Voit did anymore, it's in what others are learning from him. And that's where things get dangerous, because influence is something you can't fully contain. Then comes Lance Kingston. Played with unsettling precision by Connor Storrie, Lance walks into the story like a man who could be guilty of anything, or nothing at all. He's a narcissistic stalker. He's volatile. He's arrogant. He lies too easily, snaps too quickly, and shifts moods in a way that makes every scene with him feel slightly unstable. At first, he looks like the unsub. That's the trick. But the BAU notices something important. He's too emotional, too reactive, too messy. The real Fan isn't messy. The real Fan is controlled. And that realization changes everything. Because suddenly Lance Kingston isn't the predator. He's a tool, a decoy used to test the FBI, a psychological experiment designed to watch how the BAU reacts under pressure. Every question they ask, every interrogation tactic they use, it's all being observed, studied, learned, and possibly replicated. In the interrogation room with A.J. Cook and Aisha Tyler, Lance becomes something unpredictable. One moment he's cocky, the next he's defensive, and in between there's this strange flicker of vulnerability that makes him hard to fully define. And that's what makes the performance so unsettling. Because you're never fully sure if you're watching a victim, or someone who could become something worse. Meanwhile, behind all this chaos, Rossi begins forming an unexpected mentorship dynamic with rookie agent Luke Alves. It's subtle, but it matters. Rossi pushes instinct, experience, pattern recognition. Alves pushes uncertainty, learning, hesitation. It feels like the show reminding us of something important. Profiling isn't just logic, it's time, it's scars, it's mistakes learned the hard way, but the real tension of the episode isn't the case of the week, it's what's being built underneath it. Because every breadcrumb, every fake lead, every manipulated suspect points back to one thing: the Fan is watching the BAU. Not from a distance, from inside the system. And that's where episode 19 leaves you. The unsub is stopped, but the ideology isn't. Lance Kingston is released, but not forgotten. Voit is still imprisoned, but no longer isolated. And the Fan? He's no longer just a name, he's a process. By the end, Criminal Minds' evolution quietly shifts from telling a crime story to warning you about evolution itself. Because monsters don't just appear anymore, sometimes they learn.